Hey everyone, welcome to Teachers Love Video live show. Today we're talking about amazing discussion. So we're having amazing discussion today with incredible Michelle Pivonka, and it's all about engaging students and families in the 21st century classroom via Microsoft Flip and Class Dojo. I'm super excited. Please do share in the comments in our Q&A box, and if you're watching us on Facebook, please tune in to our YouTube live stream and let's make a great conversation here. So today we're sharing with resource Wakelet resource collection as always and with feedback Wakelet collection. So stay tuned and we're going to share with resource collection closer to the end of this amazing discussion. And for now, please don't forget to share from which part of the world you're tuning from. I can see some amazing people have already joined us. Thank you so much. Andy has joined us. Yay! Sending positive vibes. And on this lovely positive note, I would like to invite Michelle. Michelle, hello.
Hi.
I'm super excited to join us. Thank you so much. Please do share like anything that you would like to share with our amazing audience today about yourself.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Anna, for having me. This is just such an amazing honor, and I'm so excited to be here on YouTube with you and sharing my love for two great platforms, Class Dojo and Microsoft Flip. I am a third grade teacher in Virginia in the United States. This is my ninth year teaching, seventh year in third grade, and at my current school that I'm at. I've been a Class Dojo ambassador as well as a student voice ambassador for
Wow.
Microsoft Flip as well. So, and MIEE Microsoft
Oh my God.
Innovator.
It's amazing. So you've got titles, you're like ambassador on both of these platforms. Is it correct?
Yes.
Incredible. So, what do you like most about using Microsoft Leap and Class Dojo? Why have you chosen exactly these two platforms to share with us?
I love the engagement of the students when we're making Microsoft Flips. They get to use their voice, amplify their voices, and show their learning, and it's coming from their perspective. And then it just ties in beautifully with Class Dojo, which is our platform that we use to share with families. We're school wide at the school that I'm working at, so it's just nice that all the classrooms at our school are all connected to Class Dojo. We can share the Microsoft Flip links, and it just gives the families at home a glimpse into our classroom when they can't be there, so they get to see the learning happen as well.
So, and I just want to ask you the question. We haven't prepared this, but just from the top of your mind, what do you think inclusive education is all about? What does it mean to you, like personally, as an educator? So you've worked for 9 years
Mm-hmm.
here, and just would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I think inclusive education is just making education accessible for all learners. So they either see themselves in the content that we're doing, or they're able to mirror their own their own beliefs and their understandings into what they're they're learning about and teaching others as well. So being an inclusive educator just means giving everyone the opportunity to learn and share with each
I
other.
love this. Absolutely agree. And I've can I start sharing the screen? Just want to showcase this incredible Wakelet resource collection that Michelle has prepared for you, and I'm going to share it today in our YouTube Q&A. So, I'm trying to scroll it down because during live sometimes it takes some effort. Here's the brief agenda of today. I just want to highlight this because it's amazing. We're going to learn lots of things from Michelle today. So stay tuned and drop any questions if you have them in our Q&A box as well. So Michelle will cover them for sure. And don't forget, please don't forget, I'm going to start sharing right now. Mention, take your highlights, take your wows and hows from this session. Tag Michelle, tag Microsoft Flip, Class Dojo, myself. Use the hashtag Teachers Love Edu and share the highlights on socials so we can carefully grab all of your highlights and put it into our Wakelet feedback collection. And that's like a thank you for amazing Michelle. She's sharing today for Teachers Love Edu, and I can't wait to to start learning from you, Michelle. So on this positive and lovely note again, I would love to pass the mic to you, and the floor is yours. So do you want me to start sharing?
Yes, if
That's
you could
great.
share my screen. And
Yeah,
again,
it's
thank
on.
you so much for having me today. This is so exciting. As a teacher, we're in the trenches and sharing what works for me in my classroom at my school. It's great to be able to have that platform to show off what I love, and then I will learn from other educators and the feedback and the comments what works for them and what they like as well.
Wow. Yay.
So just to start off with Class Dojo, I feel like as educators, we differentiate our instructions to meet our students where they're at. So whenever I give professional development, I want to meet our learners where they're at, the teachers of the ones who have never heard of Class Dojo, or the ones that are already mentors or maybe ambassadors and they're already experts. So I think it's very important to just realize that it's not a one size fits all. Everybody has different experiences, and I feel like
Yes.
that's kind of forgotten when we're in professional development, is not everybody's jumping in at the same point. So this was me at a training with some of our new staff. We had some amazing educators join our school who already had experience with Class Dojo. But for those maybe who are watching and have never heard of Class
Yeah.
Dojo, it's a website that it's free to use. They do have the upgraded version, but it's free for families to connect. It's free for schools to use, so there's no fee for that. Of course, if you want to, have extra access of,
Yeah.
you can save the photos that were posted throughout the year, there is a small fee that you can subscribe to it, but it's absolutely free to use and you don't have to subscribe to those parts as well. But what I love is when I first joined, I'm at Christie Young Elementary School. And when I first came to the school, we were already school wide. So I came the second year we were open. And I used it to post what's happening in our classroom and what the students are learning so that the parents could get a peek into our room. And then I was randomly selected through the algorithm as a mentor just from the usage that I had, so that I could work with other teachers and help train them and show them the different tools that Class Dojo has to offer. So every teacher, when they join Class Dojo, and they can make their own class page. If that's elementary, it might be one class, or if you have a club, you can create
Wow.
different pages for those students. But it's just neat when you're school wide, there's a whole directory of students, and the parents who have used it in the past from the different grade levels, they're already connected with the account that they would like. So it's just nice to have that full directory already happening in our school. And if there's new parents that are transferring in, they can be added to this child's page as well. So it's just great to have that place to go for parents to
Yeah.
just connect, and they know, like, oh, I go to Class Dojo. It's the one stop shop for families to go to.
Fantastic. Michelle, I would love to ask you this question. So,
Yeah.
how many years have you been using Class Dojo in your classroom?
Yeah. So when I came to public school, and Chris Young was already using Class Dojo 7 years ago. So I've been using it for 7 years, and I've been an ambassador or a mentor for 7 years, and then recently an ambassador for the last 3 years.
Oh my God, that's a great experience of yours. Wow.
Yeah, and
I'm
I just
so
feel like, 'cause I love it and I like to share it. If anybody has questions, I'm open to help. And if I don't know the answer, Class Dojo is an amazing community where if they're an email away, or I can, on the Facebook page, there's an ambassador and a mentor and a teacher Class Dojo page as well. So there's always an answer somewhere that I can help get if I don't personally know the answer.
fantastic. Yay.
And again, for those that are new to Class Dojo, or maybe their school is not school wide, anybody can join it from the school system. So teachers, co-teachers, our admin is on it, our administrative assistants, who they help with like late buses, getting the message out to families. Our English language teachers, special
Yes.
education. We connect our classrooms with, like, if you work with speech, so that the parents can contact the specialist teachers as well. Recently, I helped our school nurse join, because we have students who are diabetic and they need direct access to the parents in a quick way, if the parents are already on Dojo, to just let them know how they're doing.
Fantastic. I really love Class Dojo. I have no idea why I haven't been using it. Like, I haven't used it yet.
Well, and it's
It looks
free.
great.
So
It's the visuals. The visuals are you've taken like from Class Dojo, right? So all of
Yes,
this
all
amazing
screenshots.
pictures.
And
Wow.
the cute monster, um their mascot is Mojo, so the kids love Mojo, the Dojo monster, and we have little plushies. If I was in my classroom, I would have my
Ah,
plushie right now, but it's very user friendly. I That's what I love most about it is when I first started with Class Dojo, I just jumped right in and I learned by doing. So I was
yes, the
easily
same.
able to
Hmm.
access the things and click around and figure it out of how to make it work. So just through the years, learning more tips and tricks, but right away it
Seven
was
years in a row. I'm like, wow.
you know 7 years flies by too.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and I'm also a first time parent in Class Dojo because my child is a kindergarten student. So it's nice being able to flip back and forth between the teacher side and the parent side. So now I get that other perspective of what the parents see on their end. And these are
I
examples of
love your presentation. Can I just give a shout out to you? So beautiful.
well, I have to thank
Oh,
Canva. Canva is awesome with their templates. And I
but the
was just able
content
to
is
screenshot.
yours. So
Thank you. And these are actual posts from my class page this year. So you can see they can see their children working, we had some math practice, the with the little houses. That's an event, so I can upload an event and it gives parents a reminder 5 days before, one day before,
reminders. So
one
they get
hour
reminders to their
before.
mails, right? So
Yes.
wow.
And then like we had our field day and sharing other our back to school night, just different reminders for families so they can just see what's going on in our classroom.
I can't live without reminders these days.
For sure.
I just There's a question to our amazing audience today. Please do share. Do you feel the same? So I can't live without reminders. I always like use my Google Calendar, any other alarms that I set on my cell phone. It's like the era for me of
For sure.
reminders, and especially for parents, they're always busy, with everything that is happening around.
When I just think back to my time when I taught private school prior to coming here, when I didn't use Class Dojo, I'm like, man, I wish I could have just, shown parents what we're doing other than emails. I just didn't know about the platform at the time. And it was just very eye opening to see, like, wow, like this is amazing for families at home to connect and, have something at the dinner table to talk about. Like, I saw you were doing arrays and math, like on your
Yeah,
desk. Like, tell me more, show me, what they're
yeah, yeah.
doing. So,
Oh, there's a comment from Jadranka. I've always wanted to try Class Dojo, and I know that Jadranka is super experienced with ed tech tools. So
oh,
I feel myself so grateful for you, Michelle, because you're sharing with something new for us, and it's an incredible experience. And it's free again for
yes.
families.
I
Wow, that's
jump in and try it, and I mean, share it with people at your schools too, because when it's just amazing to see how it is school wide and how all the different classroom teachers can connect. So on this page right here, you can see I have third grade house points. So our team, I have phenomenal third grade team. We love Harry Potter, so we decided to split all the kids up into the different houses randomly, and we award the teams points. So in my
Mhm.
classroom, I have an even mix of all four houses, and then my coworkers' classrooms, they all have an even mix. So when we catch someone in the hallway doing a great job, or a student brings us something and they're very kind, or anything we can shout them out for, we can give them
Yeah.
house points, and then we celebrate every quarter of which was the
Wow.
house team that won. So this is an example of just a page that we created. Parents aren't connected to that page, but all six, I'm on a team of six. All six of us are connected to this. We can all see how many points each team is getting. The kids really love it. They always want to know like who got points, or they come back
Yeah, they're
from
super competitive,
for
with
the
this.
point.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
curious.
and then they like to award each other points. They'll come up to me and say like, "Oh, Sally was sharing and she really helped me out when I broke my pencil. She gave me another pencil, so she should have a point too." So
Oh, so
definitely
sweet.
encouraging positive behavior. Great for the elementary level. But you can actually, all the points are awarded as a skill, so you can set it up as if you want to track like bathroom breaks, where you can make them 0 points, and when the student needs to go to the bathroom, you can just keep track of like how many kids are out of the classroom at a time, or
Mhm.
you can use it for um, if they're asking questions or just making sure you're checking whatever it is in your classroom. Like you want to make sure that a student did an assignment, they can click on their Dojo Monster and get feedback for getting it completed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I took another screenshot of our instructional
Oh,
technology coach, Mrs. Jones. She's on Twitter as well. She does a great job at capturing what's going on in the building. So we had character day for character costumes. So this is our kindergarten team. And it's just neat to connect our classrooms and see what's happening in other classrooms down the hall or in the building. And then all the parents can see this because this is our school story. So my class has a class story, and then this would be posted on the school story, but it's all in one feed, kind of like Facebook, where you
amazing.
can
And
just,
private, right?
and it's,
Private, safe space.
yeah. And there was a year, I think my second year using it, our county was really, tightening up and making sure everything was secure. So there was a point where we weren't using it and we were not happy about that. But it passed their secure check and we were able to use it. So it's been vetted and it's a safe closed network where it's only the, teachers have the students in their classrooms and those children are connected with the grown-ups that go with them. So it's nothing's public about it. It's all on a
Yeah,
closed
that's
network.
important, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another idea on the far right of my screen for different clubs. So we had a drive, our National Elementary Honor Society. My friend Mrs. Taipapa, she did a shout out to say like, well, we collected these gift cards for our families in need, and just posting different things of community events or what's happening at our school as well. And yes, I see in the chat, do all
Yeah.
teachers in your school
Yeah,
use it?
there's the
Yes.
question.
All teachers use it, all the specialists, the
Wow.
counselor. We have lunch hostesses who wanted to make sure they connect because they can award points to different lunch tables. And but yeah, everybody in the building, staff members are connected. And it's great for if
Fantastic.
you share students. I know some, at least in the middle school, maybe upper elementary, middle school, and high school, and even I've seen higher education use Class Dojo too. Um, you can co-teach classrooms, so I can add any teacher to my room. And the best part is that you're connected through Messenger. So if you need to reach
Mhm.
out to the parent instead of asking, the homeroom teacher, you can ask the science teacher. You can go specifically to the special ed teacher if you have a question for them. So everybody's able to access whoever they need.
Accessibility is very important. I always say that, especially when we work with kids, with students, with parents, because we are all like don't have much time on this, figuring out where to go, what to click, and etc. When it's too
Exactly.
complicated, the learning may not happen.
Well, and it's nice and everything's in one place because you don't have to
Yes.
really.
To switch from one thing to another, from one tab to another. Oh, and
Exactly.
there's about extra tool. Actually, I have a question about
Oh, go for it.
this. Yeah, so what tools we can use, what features we can use are there actually in Class Dojo? Could you share with it, Michelle?
Yeah. So my favorite is the messaging because my email just gets it's filled with emails from other teachers and admin and just things to keep up with. So it's nice to have Class Dojo messaging because I know if I need to contact a parent or they have a quick question, it's not going to get lost in emails. So I'll get an alert on my phone that a parent is messaging me. The best part is you can, as a teacher, you can put it on like silent mode for the weekends or after school hours so
So
that it won't
clever.
send. Yeah, and it will show the parents like, this is quiet hours for Mrs. Pivonka. So they'll know that when it's not quiet hours, they'll get a response from me when I see it. So the other extra tools are, so messaging is my favorite just because it's such a quick way to just interact with parents when you need something very fast, or they have maybe a child who's going to be picked up early. They can message me on Dojo and then I can forward that on to our administrative assistants.
It's a very interesting point of view from Fernando. It's like, hola, by the way, it's like an interactive internet tool. And to me, it seems like a little bit like LMS. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but it sounds like very organized thing.
Yeah, and there are like there's portfolios on there. Some other extra tools are that teachers can use. You can make groups. There's a noise meter that shows like how if it's quiet time and they're working independently, you can keep that up.
Wow.
That's great
This
for the
is
little.
unique thing I think. I have never met anything anywhere.
And the group maker is awesome because you can say like, I don't want these students grouped. You know, this pair of students maybe they don't work well together, and I need to give
Yeah.
them a break from each other. So you can, on the teacher end, and the kids won't see that part, is you can manipulate it to make it so they're put in random groups, but specific students who need some time apart can be in different
Yeah.
groups from each other. Um, and you can use the
Beautiful.
timer, all the different features. There's music, think, pair, share to group them, and you can write the sentence frame of what they need to be talking about, and then when it's time to share. So all of those are just extra awesome tools, and again, it's all in one place, so it's nice to have access to.
Love this tool.
Yeah. And then I know we're getting into talking about Microsoft Flip as well. So, and another amazing platform that I love to use in my classroom and at our school is very big is Microsoft Flip, and sharing those links. This is the place where we get it to the families. So one of my students, she is uh, from Egypt. She was actually born in Egypt, and her parents are Egyptian. But she's a dual citizen, so she was so excited when she found out that third graders learn about ancient Egypt, and she brought in some artifacts that she had at home, not from ancient Egypt, but just some things to share from her house. And she made a flip grid, and then we were able to share it not only with the other third grade classes, but I put it back on Class Dojo so that she could show the other families too, and they could watch it at home as well.
Fantastic. This is the word of the day for me, about this, because I haven't expected that it's so amazing. And there is a question, Michelle, from Fernando. What training do new teachers who have never used Class Dojo before? Like, what trainings do they need to take?
Yeah, so you can once you create your account and you connect to your school, they have Class Dojo help. They
Mhm.
also they have like a whole frequently asked questions, but you don't need specific training for it. But as you work through it and you have questions, there are like you can meet up with a mentor or ambassadors that are local to you. They have Facebook group for Class Dojo teachers, and if you become a mentor because you of your use and you've used it, you can become a mentor and you can help each other out. So when I became a mentor, Class Dojo was amazing, and they provided me with a bunch of slides. So a lot of the different Class Dojo images you see that aren't the screenshots come from Class Dojo slides that they have put together. And they're a very small team, but they work so hard to make sure teachers have the resources needed. Um, and they're always willing to answer questions or help, and they're very quick to respond as well.
Yeah, very small team, but around 100,000 followers on Twitter. So please
Yeah.
don't forget to capture your highlights, wows and hows from this session, and post them on Twitter, Instagram. Don't forget to tag us, Class Dojo, Microsoft Flip, and use the hashtag Teachers Love It. So it will be super amazing to see your learning. So there's a comment from Fernando, very interesting. I do agree, and from Jadranka, yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I think Class Dojo is super new for many teachers. Love it for sure. And actually, just to switch to Microsoft Flip,
Yes.
I have the last question actually about Class Dojo for you, Michelle.
Okay.
So, what are the benefits of using, Class Dojo? So what are the benefits that Class Dojo has added to your classroom? From you describe lots of personal experiences of using this incredible platform, but could you just share with this main benefits?
I think I'm definitely building that class climate of, you know, building your classroom community, and you want to engage your students and you want to make sure they have that buy-in of this is our classroom. I think it's so important to involve the families in that as well, because I might just have their child for third grade, but as they grow up and go into fourth and fifth grade, or they're coming from kindergarten, they
Yeah.
have that sense of community on Class Dojo, and they're familiar with it, and they see what's happening. So, a lot of parents
Michelle,
are,
just
yeah. Oh.
this is amazing points. Like to bring the sense of that community, for such little minds, to it's I mean, this is my insight. This is my takeaway.
Well, and I think as a working parent myself, like I have that guilt of I can't always volunteer in my child's classroom because I'm upstairs teaching and the other side. She does go to my school, but having that connection to her classroom and I can see what she did through the day, it just gives us something to talk about, after school and for the next day. So just having that puzzle piece of the parents and the grown-ups from home connecting, I think it just builds such a stronger community for my classroom and just the general climate of the school as well.
Just such a powerful point you brought. Thank you so much. And there is a comment from Christina. You're such a great advocate for Class Dojo. And
Well, thank you.
I do agree. I do agree. And there's another
Thank you,
one from
Christine.
Jadranka. I love the point that you can track student behavior. That's amazing. And I absolutely agree. Some more comments from you. Amazing presentation. Thank you for your insight. And Dr. Almaran is here. Thank you so much for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Great for PBL. He's a great expert about PBL and many more other areas for sure. But there's a great comment. Great for a PBL learning circle.
Yeah, we definitely do project-based learning in my district as well. So having, just that final piece of you're showing off your learning and you're sharing with others and teaching others, it's amazing to see the students really get their voice across and be able to show off what they know and what they're learning, because that's what it's about, the kids and their learning and growth. And then just to segue into Microsoft Flip, another community that I'm just so proud to be a part of. They're loud and proud. I know you connected with them on Twitter as well. And
Yes,
you're also a
yes.
student voice ambassador, correct?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third or
um,
fourth year in a row. I haven't counted yet, but yeah, that's one love.
I think
Microsoft
this
Flip.
is I want to say third. It's the years just fly by. But this was a tool that Nikki Jones, my teammate, she's now our ITC at our school, introduced me to when she was on the third grade team with me, and we went virtual because of the pandemic. And I don't know what I would have done without Microsoft Flip at the time, because it just made it so we could stay connected to each other. And again, with Class Dojo and making sure that got out to us, just
Yeah.
having those two tools were such a game changer. I don't know how I would have survived through that shutdown and into the virtual learning that had to happen. So Microsoft Flip is just an awesome tool where students, teachers can record videos. You can see on my screen, we made commercials. My teammates and I have made videos for the parents, because a lot of them get a little nervous about third grade
Yes.
math. So just teaching the students how to do it, showing those live examples, letting the parents watch it at home so that they can support their learners too. And it's just great to see when, the students can even log in, they can share their own videos. So they're seeing us do the example and then they're sharing their example as well.
Michelle, you mentioned Nikki, and I've seen a couple of posts on Twitter. So,
Yeah.
are you going to present next year for EC Live 2023?
Yes, we are going to
You've
be
been
presenting
approved, right?
with Nikki Jones and Christine Taipapo. We were approved to share about all things Flip. So we're excited to present on Microsoft Flip and just the incredible tool that's helped us amplify our student voices. So I'm very excited to go to
Best.
STE Live in Philadelphia.
This is a great achievement. My congratulations,
Yes.
warmest congratulations to you. It's incredible.
Thank you. I'm so excited. And ever since I watched ISTE Live last year, I was following along. I manifested. I was like, I need to get there. I want to go to Philadelphia. So I'm very excited for that opportunity, and I can't wait. And Microsoft Flip, they're tagline is, if you can think it, you can flip it. So really any idea that you have, even if it's for fun at home, something in the classroom, anybody can get on to Flip and create their videos. And it's just an amazing interactive tool to share your voice and to just get that video out there and show off whatever it is that you're trying to show off or whatever you're learning. So that's another amazing tool that connects our families at home within the classroom as well. So this is me. It was previously Flipgrid and our Flip tent. They always share awesome swag on Twitter. So if you're able to connect to Microsoft Flip, definitely enter their giveaways for swag, because that's how I was able to get that Flip tent. These are some other examples of how we use Flip videos at our school. So again, Mrs. Hypapa, club announcements, her students, her NEHS students created a commercial to help collect gift cards for families in need at our school. So it's just nice to see, a teacher could share and ask for gift cards, but seeing the kids really get involved, and they're the ones that spearheaded this project, and seeing it through their lens, like how powerful is that they get to, drive that community project.
Michelle, there's a comment for you from Andy. You're a Flip community superstar.
Thank you, Andy. And it's just been so wonderful. The community on Twitter and just the whole Flip community is
they're
amazing, positive. Like when it was such a hard time throughout that virtual learning, like Flip made it just, just having that connection to other educators around the world.
Always.
Brought that
better together. Yay.
Exactly. Absolutely. Another example, for parents at home, on Class Dojo, I posted how to link up their Amazon account with our school's PTO, so that whenever they're making their Amazon purchases, they can earn money for our school too, because the PTO president was saying, we're not getting a lot of traction with the Amazon fundraiser. So I said, maybe the parents just need to see it for themselves, and then they can do it. So we were able to get some more funding just by showing a how-to video. So I think that's very powerful as well. And the great part to make it accessible for all is you can turn on captions. So we have a big Hispanic population. So anything that we can get translated into Spanish is very helpful.
Immersive reader.
Immersive reader. Absolutely. Yep. And then that's the other great thing about Class Dojo is when parents connect, they can select there's hundreds of different language options. So they can select if they do Spanish, and it will use Google Translate when I post text, and they can message me in Spanish. I translate it to English. I message them back in English, and it translates to them for Spanish. So that's just amazing. And it's not just Spanish, it's hundreds of other languages as well. So that's definitely a huge.
And this is what inclusive education is all about as well.
Absolutely. And it's great to have that diverse group of learners too.
Yes.
Another tool that Flipgrid or Microsoft Flip has is the mixtape. So if I post a topic and I have students respond to the topic, I can select those student responses and put them all in a mixtape. So it's like one long video. And I can share that out with my family. So I'm not having to post multiple videos. I just have it all in one.
There's a great comment from Diana. What a great presentation to share these powerful tools. Love it.
Thank you, Diana.
Yay.
And this was an example from when I was teaching virtual. We did a strong opinion writing on nurses, and we had the idea of let's have the students read their writing and let's send it to some hospitals, some nurses, so that they can see the impact that they're having, and just get some, light in their life, which like teachers and nurses, we got to stick together and empower each other, because they're not easy jobs. So they love to see from the kids themselves just their opinions that they had, and it was very positive feedback from the nurses to our students.
Michelle, there's a great question from Fernando, which I'm sure you'll cover easily. So how can you be sure that the content which will be shared by the student is appropriate?
Yeah, so you can, as an educator, you can moderate your videos. So you can screen the videos before you publish them onto the topic. So I definitely I mean, for younger elementary students, I don't have many that I would have to, cut out. There's somewhere I'm like, okay, maybe try again, give me some more details.
Yeah.
But always just to be safe and just to make sure everything is appropriate for school, turn on the moderate topic button when you go to set up your topic on Flip. And then make sure that you're able to approve it before it gets on for other students to be able to see it.
Yeah. You can even provide private feedbacks, like comments to your students, which is amazing. If I have like shy students, so I decide to make this comment visible for everyone, like public or private. I love this feature so much. So you can moderate everything before. So you publish this video, make it public. You can click, approve button so everyone can see it, or, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure that moderate tool
Yeah.
is very important to have. And then just some more ideas. There's Flip Live events, which we've done a bunch of virtual field trips. We just got to meet the author of Magic Treehouse. That was really amazing. We've gone to Joshua Tree in California, been to different zoos. I'm just trying to think of ancient Greece. We've seen a Greece museum and different architects, not
Wow.
paleontologists around the world. So just being able to, again, with the accessibility is, you might not be able to take a field trip,
Yeah.
but you can go on a live virtual event. And if you can't catch it live because of timing, you can watch the recording. My class theme is polar bears, and we did the virtual field trip with polar bears, and
I
you can
love
ask
it.
questions live. And they said Miss Pivonka's class had a question, and everybody was just celebrating, and it was cool to have that live interaction as well.
Hey, Nilan, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, there are so
Thank
many
you.
highs in the chat too. I'm so happy you could make it. Yay.
Yeah. And then,
This, sorry. Yeah, go
oh,
on.
go ahead.
No, 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 no. I just wanted to share my excitement about this Discovery Library on Flip. There are so many ready to go, ready to use templates plus lessons,
Yes,
which
I think
which
that's
is
my
great.
favorite part when we're working with educators who are a little reluctant about a new ed tech tool. I think the best part of Flip is it's there, it's ready to use. You can just share the topic that has been created by another educator. And you can share ideas that you have. You can put them onto the Discovery Library. But I just love that it's ready to use, and then it can kind of build the confidence of those educators of, hey, this isn't that
Yes.
challenging, and they can jump in and just use it in their classroom
And
or
it's
add.
editable, so you can edit
Yes,
any details.
absolutely. And just the amazing Loud and Proud community that I've seen on Twitter and Facebook, and just the support. I feel like I'm just a classroom teacher in Virginia, but when I'm working with all the other student
Rock
voice
star.
ambassadors,
Yeah, it's a rock star.
they're definitely
Michelle,
supported.
you are.
They're always there to help. So
There's another comment from Andy. Topic moderation is a perfect use to ensure the content is appropriate before making active for all or even for assessment use with Flip. Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, and right here where it says like manage groups, you can make your group private. And that way it's just like your students, you can see like what they're doing. You can make it public if it's something that you're ready to share. So really you have that control over what is going to
Yeah.
be out there, and what do you need to keep safe and just for your class.
Yeah. Teacher can moderate anything. Like
Yeah.
anything.
And then on the achievement parts, it's so fun to get those digital badges. I feel like that's how I became a student voice ambassador, because I wanted to level up and get those badges. And
Yeah. I've
it's
taken them.
and learning
I
so
love
much.
them.
Yes, collect them all.
Yeah, they're so cute. And every time when I got one, I was like, yay, finally. So I was looking so much, to see this notification. They're so beautiful and they mean a lot.
Yeah,
Because
and
this
adding
is
them
all
to like
about,
your signature on your emails, it's
yeah.
just fun, and it just keeps things fresh too.
Yeah, there's a comment from Fernando. It's like having interactive art galleries. Ooh, I love this one.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then I think it just kind of ties in with Class Dojo and Microsoft Flip. It's like I can't imagine teaching without either one of those, because it's just Class Dojo gives me that connection to the families, and then Flip gives me that exposure of how are we going to show off our learning? What are we going to do? I want to hear from my students' voices. You and I talked about like pronouncing names, and at the beginning of the year, having them say their names. So if it's something that I'm not used to, making sure I'm saying Anna and not Anna and
Yes.
practicing. And it's so
Yes.
funny because we talked about that before going live
Yeah.
about, names are so
Native.
important.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you don't
Agree.
want to go a day with being called the wrong name, let alone a whole school year or
And I
more.
shared with you when we have got like this brief first quick, meeting. I shared with the story that I always was, and I'm still like, my name is transforming by teachers, especially here, to Anne. I'm not Anne, so I'm Anna. I love Anne. I love Anne with one and only. So, but my an original name is Anna with double N. Like, why should it be like transformed? I don't know.
Well, and there's a book right after we talked. I went to school the next day, and we do No Place for Hate initiative at our school, and we were all reading "That's Not My Name" by Anusha Syed, and I was like, I have to tell Anna about this book because it was
I love
exactly
books.
like the teachers and the students are not saying her name right, and so that it's just so important to know your learners and use the correct name and the correct pronunciation because it's a part of their identity.
That's very precious. And Michelle, could you repeat the name of this book, please? I will ask you to drop, this in like a text message, but could you just repeat the name of this book right
Yeah,
now?
it's That's Not My Name, and it's by Anusha Syed.
I just want to, that's not my name.
And it was amazing how perfect that fit with the conversation we had just had about,
Yeah.
Pivonka's not an easy name to say, and
No, it
just
just
making sure people are using the correct pronunciation.
yeah, so there is a comment from Dr. Omarine. Do you allow learners to share their culture in class via Class Dojo?
Yeah, absolutely. Like my student who just shared about her Egyptian culture. My class is very diverse. We have 5 different religions and multiple beliefs and different things like that. So whenever they're able to kind of share a little piece and they're comfortable with sharing that, I definitely want to highlight their voice and let them show what's important to them. But I do like for the posts on Class Dojo that we do, I try to keep it so I'm not oversharing all the time because just like our emails get built up. So I think that would be a great thing for the flip mixtape where
Yeah.
having multiple students share and you can see like one video instead of posting 21 different videos. You have one long video where you're sharing different clips of students. But definitely when it's something relevant or something that a student is doing that I want to highlight, I'll give them a shout out on Class Dojo and try to make sure I get through all of them throughout the year as well, so that the parents at home, they can learn about their children's friends too.
Thank you so much, Andy, for highlighting the name, the correct name of this book with the author. That's not my name, but Anusha Syed, right? Could you help
Yes.
me out,
Mhm.
Michelle?
That's correct. You spelled it correct.
Fantastic. Yay. So, thank you so much for sharing with the book, as I love books. So I'm going to try to find this one.
Yeah, I
For
think
me,
you
it's a
did
bit
really
complicated these days, but I want to have this book for sure. Michelle, so have you finished this part, or you would like me to highlight anything else? But from my side, I have already shared with the resource collection in our Q&A box on YouTube. So if you're watching us on Facebook, please do hit the YouTube link that I've attached there and go and hit the link, grab the resources from Michelle. They are incredible. So I want to look through the chat. I'm going to take this one away. And I would love to ask you, Michelle, do you have
good.
anything else like to share, to add, like to inspire Spark educators just to give these 2 platforms a try, like today, or like since just the very beginning of 2023, like anything just you would like to share?
Yeah. And I think just from my own experience of I try to learn all the new ed tech tools and give everything a chance and try it out. I just think if I had to pick any 2 tools of everything that I'm aware of and I know about, those are the most 2 user friendly tools in my teaching life right now. There's so many amazing ones, but I just think the tried and true, like Class Dojo directly connects me to the parents. Flip helps me amplify my student voices, and just together, those are the top two that I would do. And again, with the being user friendly, I feel like I've tried other ed tech tools where it's like, okay, I don't have time right now to learn this, but eventually
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to take that certification. I want to learn this, but I think the ones that you can just kind of jump in and use, those are the most powerful to me, the most bang for your buck, you know?
And the limitless number of ideas on Flip that I can say from my side, since I have experience of using this amazing platform, limitless. So you can create any lessons, you can share with your students' voices, with your PLN, so many possibilities.
Yeah, and I think definitely with Class Dojo, like if you give it a try and other teachers aren't using it, try it with your grade level team. And if it works really well with your grade level, share it with other grade levels, because just being school wide is so nice. Because once those kids make their way up through your school system, it's just nice to see other teachers posting, and you can see former students, or
Yeah.
get an idea of who's coming up to your grade level too. So I think definitely school wide, if that's a possibility for Class Dojo, is amazing. But anybody can use Microsoft Flip. You don't have to be part of, a school wide thing. You can just use it tomorrow, or, after winter break, or
Yes.
tomorrow in your
Yes.
classroom.
It's
So, yeah.
really easy to start. Just, please do share. Don't forget to grab your highlights and share what you like the most from this session,
Yeah.
your takeaways of today's session. I had so many, and I haven't known anything about Class Dojo, I guess. And there's so many. Thank you for you, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing. It was incredible presentation,
Oh, thank
powered by
you.
Canva, but all the content that you shared, your personal experience, real stories, which are the most powerful for me. And while we have got a couple of more minutes, do share in the Q&A box what you liked the most, what you liked about the platforms the most. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lijana. Thank you, Fernando. Thanks everyone who joined
Yes,
us today.
thank
I know it's
you.
really short time before the Christmas. Merry upcoming Christmas to everyone who celebrated. I hope that you all have incredible mood, best one, and just any last words from you to our amazing audience today, Michelle? That any that you share so many sparking ideas, and again, real stories are so precious for me to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing. My
Yeah.
congratulations again with your EST, approving of your proposal. It's fantastic. Super happy for you.
Yeah, and just thanks all the educators who are tuning in. I know how hard it can be, and I know what our day-to-day is like. So, the fact that you're showing up and you're wanting to learn about new tools just shows how amazing the audience is. So, I just really appreciate everyone who's willing to get into education, and I know how hard it is, and you're just making a difference in children's lives and an impact on our future. So thank you for everybody tuning in and wanting to learn more.
I want to do this again.
And thank you,
uh,
Anna, for just giving this platform, because I love these tools, and it's been awesome opportunity to be able to share about them and
Thank
help
you so
inspire.
much. This is all about passionate educators, and you're one of. I know how busy you are, but you found the time, your valuable time, to share with Teachers Love We Do. I really appreciate that, and I just want to say, everyone, just stay safe, and hope you have got a wonderful mood. Christmas mood, New Year's mood, and thank you so much, Fernando. For thanks everyone for your kind words.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay! So stay tuned. Don't forget to give a shout out to incredible Michelle. And Michelle, you're incredible. So what to say? You're an amazing
Oh,
educator who is super passionate about everything that you do. And I'm sure your students, they love you, their parents, and you're a mom of how many kids do you have?
yeah.
Like,
I have two girls, 5 and 2 years old.
so thanks again everyone who joined us. Thank you, amazing Michelle, and I want to say stay tuned and for more upcoming webinars, and bye everyone.
Yes. Bye. Thank you
Bye.
again.